Good morning, Park family. It's David. Okay, it's the beginning of a new week, and today I'm going to spend my time going back into the shells and maps, and I'm going to continue to strive to refine the shells and maps, because we need to not only create the outside shells for the attractions on the maps, but we also need to develop what will be on the inside of the attractions. And so all of these things kind of require a lot of contemplation, and they take way longer than what I had ever anticipated. And so we plan to spend the next 5, 7 to 10 years just contemplating more or less on what should go on the inside of the attractions, what should it look like on the inside of the attractions, what should the outside of the attractions look like, what should the engineering and blueprints and design and the look and the feel and the colors and the lights and the atmosphere and the taste and the smells and the sights, all those different things, we contemplate on before we ever build the park. And so we're just going to keep studying and keep doing observation of different parks and different cities until we find just the look and feel that we're looking for in each of the things that we do. And so that's why I design things and then I redesign things as far as our shells and maps and attractions are concerned. And so sometimes I create a version of a shell or a version of a map or a version of an attraction that I'm really well pleased with, and then within a few months I redesign something, or I think of something else that might go well inside of an attraction, or inside of an attraction, or on the outside of an attraction, and it just takes time for us to learn the different things that work and that fit best, and so we need lots and lots of impatience with the park and with the city in order to do it just right. And that's why we have our nice friend the turtle there in the park in the city, and we'll use him as the years go by. And so today that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend my time just kind of going back in, contemplating on more things in the for the shells and for the attractions, both what should go on the inside, what should go on the outside, and then I'll keep toying around with different things. The other day I found a bottle, like a little bottle that I added some music to, and I uploaded on the YouTube channel. And then I took the bottle and I drew a little map of the park, and I put a scripture on it. I put the date, and I tucked it inside the bottle, and it looked kind of cool. And so there's lots of different little things you can do that may be kind of fun in the park and in the city, and in the different attractions and different things. So anyhow, I just want to get some of those thoughts on record today, and I look forward to talking to you guys again real soon. And check out the Carolyn Owens Center right here behind me. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi, Park family, it's David. Okay, today I didn't end up getting a lot done on the shells and or the inside of the attractions for David's Park and David City. But what I did do is I created a flyer to help us describe David's Park and David City with a little bit more clarity, because it's so many different things that to try to put it into language can be challenging. But I went ahead and I created a flyer to help explain what the park and the city are, and then I also created a video for what I would call the Kuhn cult, which would be like park family and friends who may one day be permanent residents in David's Park and David City. And so if you are among those that will be permanent residents in David's Park and David City, I call you the Kuhn cult. And so I created a video for that. I might have created another video. Oh, I created an American flag, and I added it to the video that I created with the bottle with the artwork that I drew for David's Park in David City. And I added some music to that and uploaded it to my YouTube channel. And so it was still a productive day. Tomorrow I plan to go back in and study the shells and attractions more and contemplate on some of those things that I discussed earlier this morning about what the insides of the attractions will look like, what the outsides of the attractions will look like, what things should smell like and be like in the park and in the city, how things should be engineered, what type of artwork and what type of styles we're looking for in the park and in the city. And so we plan to spend the next 5, 7 to 10 years contemplating, studying, making observations, learning, growing, becoming less and less intelligent, more deaf, dumb, and blind, more wicked, and so on and so forth. And so anyhow, just want to get some of those thoughts here on record tonight, and I look forward to talking to you guys again real soon. All right, good night. Bye. Hi Park family, it's David. Okay, today I wanted to go back into the insides of the shells and attractions in David's Park in David City, and I began to create a layout for that, but I didn't complete it. But I did have some other thoughts that came to me throughout the day that I worked on. So I created a flyer that talks a little bit about David's Park in David City, when it was founded, a little bit about the Kuhn family, when the Kuhn family was established, and then how long we've been defending the dead. And then I created a little X marks the spot, and I took a crossbones that I created, and I made a special little pirate map to go inside of, or to go along with some of the shells and attractions for some of the war that we wore on Doubt, in the war on Doubt with the devil and the devil's jerks and evil. And then I came up with a new term today that I'll use to describe the type of warfare that we wore in David's Park in David City on the devil and the devil's jerks and evil. And the term that I used for it was Kuhn War. So we wore Kuhn War on the devil and the devil's jerks and evil in David's Park in David City. And so, when it comes to warring with the devil and the devil's jerks and evil in David's Park in David City, we want to war like we've never warred before on the devil and the devil's jerks and evil in the war of doubt, in heights and depths that we've never seen before, all in David's Park in David City. And so I was well pleased with what I got done today, and I create with that little X marks the spot that I created, along with the cross one that I created a while back and put on that map today. I just kind of gave it a different layout, and I changed it on my phone. And I'm going to keep that map on my phone for maybe the next few months, and just kind of look at it day after day and see what kind of thoughts come to mind, for the park and the city over the course of the next few months. So anyhow, just want to get some of those thoughts on record. Look forward to talking to you guys again real soon. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Hi, Park family. It's David. Okay, I also just wanted to get one more thought down on video tonight, and this thought has to do with the cheesiness of David's Park and of David City, and so we might call it Kuhn cheesiness. Some of the things that we do in David's Park and David City, because they're amusement things or entertaining things, or not so very wonderful things, or not so very magical things, or not so very intriguing things. And albeit it is, there's a lot of things that we do that are, very cheesy as it relates to David's Park and David City. However, when it comes to warring, the war on doubt on the devil and the devil's jerks and evil, this is always something that we take great pride in and strive to war the most pure and perfect warfare that we can war when it comes to warring with the devil and the devil's jerks and evil in the war on doubt. We don't mess around when it comes to warring on the devil and the devil's jerks and evil. We always strive for perfection in all of our warfare, and I just wanted to get that on record. But outside of that, there's many, many, many things, almost everything that we do in David's Park and David City, which we could certainly call, cheesy, or call it Kuhn cheese, Kuhn Park and City cheese type stuff. But over the course of our lifetime, the cheesy things that we do in David's Park and David City add up to be important cheesy things, and they become very important cheesy things to the Kuhns, and they become very important cheesy things to the Kuhn cult, which are, who will be permanent park and city, family members, and who spend their time defending the park and the city and warring in the park and the city like David does. And so, yes, David's Park and David City is very, it has what we could call Kuhn cheese, lots of it, but there's also some value to it. And so, it's important, Kuhn cheese, when it comes to certain things in David's Park and David City. And then there's a time for, seriousness in our warfare, in our what I call Kuhn war. There's a time for seriousness in Kuhn war, and then there's a time for fun and play in Kuhn war. And it just, you really have to seek for the guidance of the Holy Ghost, the Park and City Ghost, and the dead when you go about warring your own personal warfare. So anyhow, I just want to get some of those thoughts on record tonight, and I look forward to talking to you guys again real soon. All right, bye.